Hey there guys, welcome back. Hope you're all doing well. This is Chethankvs here from Cube, and welcome back to a brand new Photoshop tutorial. And in today's tutorial, we're going to be learning something pretty cool. The reason I'm making this tutorial is because I've been getting a lot of clients lately, a lot of people asking me to do intros, logo designing, banners, Twitter headers, a lot of stuff people are asking me to do. So I'm pretty held up. So if you guys are actually looking for some pretty cool graphics, you can contact me on Twitter and through my email if you guys are interested. And if you do like this video, please do give a thumbs up, and I really appreciate your support. Also, I'm going to be creating a shout out series soon. So if you guys are actually interested, and I've actually put up a poll on Twitter. So I'm going to link that. I'm going to link that in the description, so you guys can actually go and vote, saying whether you want or not. And if you guys don't have Twitter, you can just comment in the comment section down below. So yeah, that's pretty much. So let's get started with this tutorial, guys. So today we're going to be learning to rebrand yourself. So rebranding does not necessarily mean to have a cool logo, a mascot style logo. It can even be through simple text. But if you just use a simple font, nobody's going to appreciate that, because anybody can do that. But we're going to do a little bit more. This is just for beginners and who want to learn a little bit of Photoshop and make yourself look good. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go to File and click on New. And I'm going to go set the width to 1920 by 1080 for the height. And you want it to be pretty big. You don't want it to be pretty small, because if you're doing in Illustrator, it's going to be a different thing, because the vector images can be resized. But if you're doing it here in Photoshop, then you want to have a very big PNG file when you run it out. I'm going to teach you guys everything what I'm going to say. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is let's go ahead and just fill this up to black. So since my background color is set to black, I'm going to hit on Control and Delete, and that's going to set my background over here to black. And I'm going to go ahead and get in our text. So I'm going to press T on the keyboard, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to type in Q. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and just scale this up pretty big. All right, and now you want to choose a cool font. So maybe you can go ahead and choose an italic font or a simple font, like a thin font. But I'm actually going to go and scroll down and choose some of my favorite fonts, which I kind of like. You can actually use a thinner font. Alright guys, so I'm using this font called as Outbox, the Outbox. So now once we have this ready, we can go ahead and actually edit this to make it look more cooler. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just right click and choose rasterize type. And now I can no longer edit it. So you guys want to make a copy of that in case you guys want to make it, you want to change the text or whatever it is. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and press Control and the press to zoom in a little bit, so I can actually have a better look. I'm actually going to scale it down. So you want to press Control T to scale it down. Oh, let's actually make it huge. Let's make it fat and big. All right. Okay, so now what you want to do is you just want to visualize as to how you want the text to look. Now, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go ahead and use my pen tool to create a couple of cuts and make it look pretty dope. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and actually select my pen tool by pressing P on the keyboard, and I'm going to press Control plus and zoom in a little bit and move here over to the D, and let's see what we can do. So I'm going to go ahead and actually make a cut over here. So I'm going to click here, and you can probably click here, hold down Shift like this, and we can click on this, and that's going to close it up, and press A on your keyboard, and you can actually go ahead and move these individual points that we have. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that's looking good, not perfect, but. And then you want to press Control Enter, and that's going to create a selection. All you need to do is hit Delete, and that's going to go ahead and cut this part pretty much. Now, if you guys want that the pen tool outline, what you want to do is you want to click on paths, and you just want to go ahead and double click on that, so you can just save path by clicking path, and you can just, and then it'll give you the anchor points again. So all you got to do is press A on your keyboard to get the tool, and you can go ahead and move it up however you want. So that's a pretty cool tip if you guys don't know how to do that. I'm actually going to go ahead and leave it like that, and just press okay, and there we go. Now let's move on to the E. Let's see what we can do to the E. So I'm actually going to go ahead and press P on the keyboard, and we can actually go ahead and do something cooler. All right, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to press P on the keyboard to get my pen tool again. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and do something different this time. So it's gonna, you know, make everything look the same. So I'm gonna click over here, and I'm gonna click over here, and click on this, click here, and click this to close it up. Press A on the keyboard, and I'm actually gonna go ahead and just move this up slightly, and I'm gonna hit Control Enter, and that's gonna create a selection. I'm gonna go ahead and create a new layer over here, and I'm gonna fill this with let's choose another color, guys. Let's choose like a red color, and I'm gonna hit Alt Delete because that's my foreground. And as you can see, we have a selection over here. Now with this selection selected, I'm gonna go ahead and just call this guide, and with my text layer selected, I'm gonna hit delete. And what actually it did was it cut off this top part, and that's cool. And we can also use the same guide and move it down. Just press V on the keyboard to get the move tool, and you can also move it down, and we can move it up to the side, and we can use the same slanting of the text, and that's going to be pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and just select that guide again and click on this text over here and hit delete. If I hide this now, you can see, boom, that's deleted. Now we have this part. We're going to just go ahead and press E on the keyboard to get the eraser tool, and you can use your square bracket keys to shrink the size and make sure that your hardness is set to 100%. So you can come here and set the hardness to 100, and let's shrink it even more, and we can just go ahead and slowly just rub this off. Okay, opacity set to 100, make sure that's set to 100, and we can just rub this off. Now we can do the same thing over here, so let's go do that. So press V on the keyboard, and oops, select the guide, and we can bring this down. All right, can bring it in so, and select the guide, click on the layer, hit delete, and boom, that is looking dope. That's looking so cool. All right, what else can we do? Okay, so this is a V, so let me see, what can I do? All right, let's actually delete this guide. Let's make a new one for our letter V. I'm gonna press P on the keyboard. I'm gonna make a cut like this. All right, and we can close this up. Press A on the keyboard so we can move these anchor points. All right, that is looking good. Press Control Enter and fill it up with a color, or you can, even want to fill it, you can just go ahead and choose the paint bucket tool and just drop in the color over there. And I want to select the text there, hit delete, and if you hide this, boom, there's a cut over there. Let's go ahead and press V. We can press Control T now on the guide. Let's just call this guide again. Right click, choose flip horizontal, and that's going to flip it up this side, and all I got to do is move it up to this side and select this. Select it by pressing Control and clicking on the thumbnail over here, and we can delete, and see, we have something that looks like this. Looking cool. It looks cool. Maybe you can make this like a complete V, edit this text completely. So let's actually do that. So we can press P on the keyboard, and we can just go ahead and get ourselves a cut over here. Yeah. Select, then we can just close this up. Pretty much sorry for the background noise that we're having. Press Control Enter, hit delete, and let's do the same thing here. Let's go close up. All right, we can then close this up and then press A to select the anchor points and hit delete. Oops, press Control Enter and then hit delete, and yeah, that is looking even more cool. Now for the eye, what do you think we can do? Let's actually see. I think I'm gonna leave the eye just like that. I don't want to play with it too much. And for the L, let's go ahead and get the pen tool again, and we're gonna go make a couple of cuts. So let's select this one, something like that. I don't know. Close this up, and then press A. Then we can bring this down, and then Control Enter, hit delete. Yep. What about this? Yeah, let's do the same thing. Let's bring it down over here. Let's close up. Select it, Control Enter, delete. Yep, that is looking pretty dope. All right. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm actually gonna pause the video. I'm gonna go finish up with the word cube, and then I'm gonna come back to you guys once that is done to finish up and make it look more presentable. Now I'm back here and I've completely edited the text. Now this looks pretty weird because I don't think I'm actually going to be using it. So This time is actually for you guys to spend your time and then craft out the best look you want. This looks like a cool trio here. But anyways, so once we have this, it's time for a presentation. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to press Ctrl T on the keyboard, and I'm going to go right click and I'm going to click on skew. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select this top part and I'm going to move it up to the right. You see? And now if I hit enter, we get this amazing stylish looking. We can actually go ahead and do a little bit more. So let's go and skew it a little bit more and move it up a little bit more. And you guys can go ahead and do it how much you want. Oh man, I love it. It looks stunning. It looks brilliant. All right. So now what I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and color up this cool thing. So let's see how to do that. So we're going to go ahead and actually get a nice, beautiful background to present it. So with this background set, I'm just going to double click on that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to double click on this. And we are going to go ahead and go to the gradient overlay. Actually, let's not do that. We can come over here and select the gradient tool. And I'm going to click on this. And I'm going to create a color. So I'm going to go ahead and probably set this to a red color. And this to a, I don't know, like a lighter red color. Yeah. And then zoom out back. Let's actually go ahead with a little bit of darkness, right? Darkness. Yeah, that is pretty dark. And we can select this one and something like this. Yeah. And then we can just click on the center and move it up and make sure that this is set to radial. And I'm going to go ahead and actually, oops, sorry about that. Ah, dang it. This needs to be a brighter and this needs to be a little less lighter. And then we can actually go ahead and reverse it. So I'm going to move this the other way around. Click on OK and click on the center and just drag it out. And we get this nice, beautiful looking gradient. Now we can actually, I don't know, let's see. I'm not quite sure whether which one works perfect. Yeah. We want the dark ones to be outside. You know what, screw it. Let's go ahead and actually go ahead and click on the gradient overlay, or we can manually see what the hell is happening. We're going to click on style and set this to a radial. And then we can click the same ones, and the center one, okay, is going to be lighter one, and the darker one, the black one, is going to be a little darker. Ooh, that's looking cool and dark, right? And this one we can make it a little bit more lighter. I'm not quite sure as to what we want. And then you click on OK, and we can go ahead and increase the scale. So, or actually reduce the scale. Then to give it a more blending effect, we can just move this into the inside or move this to the outside. Whoa, it's to the outside. How does it look? Now it looks bad. To the inside. And another thing you can do is when you have this selected, you can just click on this, just click here and drag it up, and that's actually going to go ahead and move the gradient up, and that's going to look pretty sick and dope. Let's go ahead and increase this. Nah. Yeah. Let's see how it looks. Maybe reduce down the brightness of that. It's pretty too bright. Okay, that's looking good. That's looking good. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and double click on this. I'm going to go add in a little bit of drop shadow to give the shadow effect. Let's see if we can actually, let's increase the distance. Let's see what we get. Okay, I think probably 10. The size, let's set to 10. Let's see what we get. Okay, size 10 is good. Spread set to 5. Yeah, let's go reduce the opacity down to 50 to give it a little subtle effect. Maybe the distance, maybe the spread to 3. Yeah, that's looking better. Maybe the size, the distance set to like 7, 8. And then it's up to your preference. And then just gonna click on OK. And then once we have that, let's go ahead and do a little bit more. So let's go click on this. I'm gonna click on this and type freelance designer. And I'm gonna go just select all that. And maybe probably choose another font. It's up to you. You can use whatever font you want. And then what we're gonna do is actually I'm gonna go ahead and reduce down the drop shadow to probably 5. I think it's too strong. Maybe increase the size to 15. Yeah, wow, that looks better. Maybe down to 14, 13. Doesn't matter. Okay, we can actually go ahead and also add a gradient overlay on this. So we can select this and add a gradient overlay. So we want it to be a almost white to a darker white, little darker white, not too dark, slightly dark. Yeah. I should go ahead and it's pretty much almost the same, but let's set it to white. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, that looks better. Wow, that looks so much better. Let's see if we can reverse it and see how it looks. Reverse. Yeah, I like this feel. The gray is on the left hand side. Wow, that looks so cool. That looks so cool. Okay. So another thing we can do is make it a little bit more cooler by adding a little bit of bevel and emboss. Not bevel and emboss. Let's try a inner shadow. Click on the inner shadow, and we're gonna set this to white. I'm not quite sure if it's gonna give the effect, but let's just try and see what we get. Increase up the size. I think inner shadow is not gonna make any difference. Let's close that. Let's try bevel and emboss, and in the bevel and emboss, we want the size set to something like 2, not too much, probably 1. We want the depth down to 50. And the size, let's see, set the size to 10. No, size to 5, size to 3, size to 3, 2 looks good. Let's actually set this to 1. Yeah, and the depth we can actually go raise down to 25. Just a very subtle effect. Like it should be completely minimal. Even probably set to 10. Is it even making a difference? Yeah, it is making a slight difference. You can increase the opacity of this to give it a better feel, and probably set the depth to 5. Yeah, let's actually set this to 50 by 50 and increase this up to 10. Wow, it looks better now. Okay, and then what we're gonna actually do is we're gonna go ahead and duplicate this by pressing Ctrl J, and I'm gonna go select this one, press P on the keyboard. I'm gonna make a selection right over here. So I'm gonna select only the first 2 letters, press Ctrl Enter, and I'm gonna go ahead and on the bottom layer I'm gonna hit delete. So that's gonna cut it off completely, and on this one I want only the D. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna press Ctrl Shift I, which is gonna inverse the selection, and when I hit D, and when I hit delete, it's gonna delete everything else other than what is selected. So if I show you guys, we have only the D over here. I'm gonna just name this D, and if I come over here, this is the rest of the text, right? Rest of the text. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go click on the gradient overlay, and you're gonna go change a little bit of colors. So we're gonna go for a very light red color, right? Let's actually go and make this to a cool red color. Maybe a blue color. Ooh, that looks good. And here you can go and choose a darker blue color. Wow, that looks so cool. Oh my god, I'm loving it. All right, click on OK. So now we have this distinction of the text over here. You can actually go and click on this, and I don't know if we can set this to white. I don't know which is gonna look good. White looks good. Maybe you can actually go ahead and set it to the same color. So I'm gonna color pick this color over here, choose the darker one, not the lighter one. Okay, and I'm gonna just click OK. And maybe you can add a little bit drop shadow for this as well. Yeah, just leave it like that. Okay, freelance designer. Okay. And now we're going to do the same thing for the C over here. So we're going to select the rest, press Ctrl J to duplicate. We're going to name this to C. Press the pen tool, make a selection of only the C. Okay, Ctrl Enter. And on the C, on the rest, I'm going to delete. And on the C, I'm going to press Ctrl Shift I and then delete. So basically what that's doing is isolating the C. And we can click on the D, right click and choose copy layer style, and come onto the C and click on paste layer style, and that is looking amazing. So that's pretty much it for this tutorial, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys really enjoyed it and learned something. And maybe you can go ahead and choose a single text, single letter and make yourself a brand new logo with it. You can merge ones, you can do whatever it is. It's really up to you, and it's gonna look fantastic. I would really love it if you guys could show me, you know, some of your works, and you can contact me on Twitter. I'm always open. My DMs are open, so you guys can contact me anytime you want. So that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in my next video. So till then, take care and bye bye.